The only thing you need to present to be seen as a husband and wife is your marriage certificate. It is what makes you people a couple, a married couple. Your marriage certificate. Your marriage certificate. Not your wedding ring. Not anything. If it's by surname, I can go and carry my brother and say, oh, we bear the same surname. Oh yeah, let's go. If you like, bear the same name, same surname, same everything as your husband, without a marriage certificate that you present at the embassy, you are not going anywhere. What you need to present is your what? Your marriage certificate. That is what signifies that you two are married. Hello, welcome to Beta Feminist Podcast, the podcast where we talk about feminist issues from the perspective of an African woman living in Africa. I am your resident Beta Feminist host, Ijoma. We created a Google form and people sent in, mostly anonymously, people sent in so many questions. Very tough questions, I might add. It's not the typical, oh, my boyfriend is beating me, what do I do? Or, dear OV, my man peed on me, my man doesn't clean his bum after pooing, what do I do? These are very tricky questions, some of which I had to research, ask my producer who is also a feminist, ask some of my feminist friends, and I'm very happy with what we came up with, and I'm happy that you people sent in the questions and we will be tackling them today. 1. Change of names, especially for couples that are traveling abroad, and also a situation where a man is threatening you of changing your name on social media space to his name since you guys are married now. 2. Joint account. 3. Joint business for both couples where the family of the man wants to take over. Thank you. Okay, we're going to take this one by one. The first one is change of names, especially for a couple that are traveling abroad, and also a situation where a man is threatening you of changing your name on social media space to his name since you guys are married now. First of all, I'm going to say this is something you discuss before getting married. This is not something you discuss after getting married. It's like placing the cart before the horse. Now, if you want to hold on to your name before you get married, this is something you ought to have discussed with your partner before getting married. It's not something that you marry and then you come and start dragging. These are the conversations you're supposed to have before settling down. Now, that being said, changing your name or not changing your name does not affect your decision to travel. The only thing you need to present to be seen as a husband and wife is your marriage certificate. It is what makes you people a couple, a married couple. Your marriage certificate. Your marriage certificate. Not your wedding ring. Not anything. If it's by surname, I can go and carry my brother and say, oh, we bear the same surname. Oh yeah, let's go. If you like, bear the same name, same surname, same everything as your husband, without a marriage certificate that you present at the embassy, you are not going anywhere. I know my voice is going up and up, but because it's a very, very silly question to even ask. What you need to present is your what? Your marriage certificate. That is what signifies that you two are married. Do you understand? So that has been answered. The part B says, also a situation where a man is threatening you of changing your name on social media space to his name since you guys are married now. Again, this is one of the conversations you should have had before settling down. And if a man is so insecure that he wants you to change your surname or your name on social media, we're not even talking of documents, what were you doing with this person in the first place? It's hard to advise people like that because you sound like you're already married. So if you hold on to it, people might actually break up. But personally, I think that's overcompensating. It changes nothing. Whomever this person is, your partner is overdoing it. It's this thing where men try to make a situation into something it's not, just to show power. Because you changing your name on social media, not even on your documents, on social media, changes nothing. It proves nothing. Personally, I wouldn't do it. Joint account. Again, no. That's the short answer. No. I do not advise women to have a joint account with their men, especially Nigerian women living in Nigeria. There are mistakes you cannot afford to make in Nigeria. Don't open a joint account. Do not. And one thing Nigerian women know how to do is they know how to overdo something. If you tell them, okay, you can open joint account, they will close their former accounts and use that joint account alone as their primary and only account. They won't keep some aside. Meanwhile, the man might put maybe 200,000 naira there, or even if he puts 2 million there, he has his own personal account somewhere that there is some money left. It is a very careless move. That's the word I'm going to use. Careless move for you to start a joint account with a man here in Nigeria, regardless of who out earns who. It's not a good move. Third part, joint business for both couples where the family of the man wants to take over. No, why would you want to do a joint business with this man where the family is already causing trouble? So what happens when the family takes it over? You both lose everything. Since there is an altercation, start your own business so that if they carry that one away, at least you have yours to fall back on. I know they'll be telling you, let's pull forces. No, don't do it. Again, don't do it. Again, do not do it. Since there's already an altercation looming, don't do it. And even without that altercation, it is still a very unwise idea. We are not planning for failure, but you have to be ready. What if tomorrow something happens? There is nothing like family business. If you're in a business with your husband, it is his business and you're helping out. It is his business. It is not family business. It does not belong to both of you. Do you understand that? And if anything should happen, if he should marry a second wife, if he should die safe, his family will remind you that it is not your business. It is not our. It is there. It is his. If anything should happen to your husband, they will bundle you out of that business so fast, your head will spin. It is not wise for you to put all your eggs in one basket. Even if you view it from a financial angle, from a business angle, it doesn't make sense for you to go and partner up with your husband on a business that is already facing shaky grounds. So what I would advise is start your own, let him start his. If anything happens to his, at least you have yours to fall back on. And even if there is no altercation, start yours, let him start his. Unless people come to a binding agreement of how the monies will be shared, how everything will be run, so that it would be mutually beneficial to both of you and not just to him. So that it won't be like Nwa boy and Oga, so that it won't be like employee and employer. This is how most businesses run by couples turn out to be. It's like the man is the owner and the Oga, and the woman is the small girl running around, sales girl. Doesn't make sense. I don't know how to put this, please. Oh, this is the next question, by the way. I don't know how to put this, please. Please bear with me. The point of feminism is equality, Abi. But what of all this feminine and masculine energy thing? I don't understand it. Is wanting to be protected and provided for by a man and still wanting equality fair? This is a very interesting question. I'm going to confess, this is a very interesting and tricky question. And coincidentally, this topic is trending on Facebook as at the time I am recording this. I discussed this with one of my favorite feminist allies, Chineye Nweke. I also talked about this with my producer, who's also a feminist. Now, because the question is sort of tricky, it's like, do you want to eat your cake and have it? Do you want to be a feminist but without having feminist responsibilities? Do you want to be a feminist and having a man provide everything for you? Because I think this is a point of most of these feminine energy classes. You are taught how to harness, I'm saying all this in quote, taught how to harness your feminine energy and how to make men get you things, provide for you, and all of that. So, is it fair to want to be protected and provided for by a man and still wanting equality? So let's dive in. First of all, the only thing you need to be equal is the fact that you're a human. I don't want to base, I understand where the question is coming from, but I don't want to base equality on financial output. Because if we do that, we are trying to say that the women that sell pepper, students, they are not equal to men. I don't believe feminism is an elitist cult where only women who have money or women who are, self-sufficient, women who are independent, women who can provide for themselves, women who can take care of themselves, where they are the only people qualified to be called feminists. The mere fact that you're a human being, a human woman, means you're equal. So that cancels out that question, saying, is it fair to want equality and still want a man to provide for you? As long as you're a woman, it is fair for you to want equality. That's it. Whether you're asking for a human head, obviously we know that some things are unrealistic and all of that, but the fact that you're a woman is all that is needed for you to be deemed equal or for you to demand equality. Then the second answer is it fair for you to now be a feminist? Because we've already adjudged that you can be a feminist, you can demand for equality irrespective of anything. So now, is it right for you to be a feminist and then want everything to be provided for by a man? Now that is where the tricky part comes in, because for some people that is what they want. you're a feminist already, but you don't want to have to cater for yourself. However, it depends on what you want, actually. Is it fair? That's a personal question you're going to have to ask yourself. But I think it is ridiculous wanting to leave everything about you, wanting to leave off the benevolence of a man. It doesn't often go that way. Men are human beings. They are going to show their ass, show you why they are men. So is it fair? I don't know. We should be asking, is it fair to you to want a man to provide everything for you? Are you a feminist? Yes. All you need to be a feminist is to agree that men and women are equal. If we flip the question, if there is a man somewhere who wants to have a rich wife, or who wants his wife or girlfriend to provide for him, it doesn't make him any less of a man. No, it doesn't. You can't say, since you're a man and you now want to date Otedola's daughter because she has money, does it make you no? It is agreed that you are a man, irrespective of what happens, irrespective of whether you're the one providing or you're waiting for Otedola to die and for you to inherit everything. You are a man. That is how man or meninity or whatever it is they do, that is how it works. Whether you're providing or not, it doesn't strip you of your manhood. And that is how it is with feminism. Feminism is not hinged on you, the woman, being a provider, or on you depending on another person to provide. You are a feminist, whether you want a man to provide for you or you're providing for yourself. However, the question is it fair to you to want to depend on another person? So that is where it becomes tricky. Okay, I asked my friend, I asked a feminist ally of mine, Chinenweke, and let me read out what she said. She said, I think the first problem with feminine and masculine energy ideology is the fact that certain characters are assigned to the masculine by default. And we're not talking about things like physical strength, which is biologically proven to be higher in men. We're talking about things like leadership, ability to provide and protect, decision-making, authority, etc. as a masculine, while feminine energy is said to be nurturing, soft, and receptive. It is simply patriarchal indoctrination. Men are not better leaders than women. Obviously, we know this. Men are not more authoritative than women. Men are not more able to provide than women. Men and women are just socialized differently under the patriarchy and therefore assigned gender roles. Now to the cocoa, wanting to be provided for and protected by a man does not make you unequal to a man. Exactly what I said before. The only condition for equality is humanity. But being at the mercy of a man financially is always tricky because we live in patriarchy and men will always want to exercise their power over you. If he holds the purse strings, he will have a greater chance of oppressing you. And that is from Chineye. And that is exactly what I'm saying again. That asking if it's fair is fair because whether you are a pepper seller, I keep using pepper seller, whether you sell sweet and tonton and he is Dangote, you are equal by default. Whether you're providing or he's providing, you are equal. There are several men who live off the benevolence of their wives. They are not considered any less of a man. However, is it fair to you or to the person? Because I know it's a hypothetical question. I don't think it's fair to the women to want to depend solely on the men. I'm not talking about the man, fuck the men. I'm saying it's not fair to the women to want to depend on these men because they can flip up, they can switch up at any time. That is it. But if it's working for the woman, definitely why not? She's a feminist. There are a lot of feminists like that actually that are basking in it and provided for by men. And if it works for them, good. That doesn't strip them of their feminist card. They are still feminists. Okay, another question. Please talk about joint accounts. My boyfriend is pressuring me to open a joint account to save for the wedding. Also, is it advisable for a woman to contribute money for her own wedding? For the first question, okay, let me start from the easier one. Yes, it is advisable for a woman to contribute money for her own wedding. It is your wedding actually, so yes. But this depends on your pocket and how much you earn. Obviously, if you earn 100 naira and your partner earns 400 naira, it's not supposed to be 50-50. So it depends on your pocket. If you earn 400 naira and your partner earns 100 naira, you might have to contribute more. So yes, you're supposed to contribute to your wedding, but it's based on what you have. Because there's this trend, I think this happened last week on Facebook, where men were complaining about women not contributing to their wedding, blah, 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 blah. And they conveniently forget that there are men in their 40s, men in their late 30s, marrying women that just finished service, marrying women that are fresh out of the university. What exactly do you expect a student a copper to contribute. And they say it in this, entitled way, like, they will come, you marry them, 1 naira, they will not contribute, they will ask you money for the hair, ask you money for wedding gown, ask you money for the, forgetting that they are the more financially capable party. They are the people going to, marry young girls because they don't want to marry the old women. So if he out earns you, he definitely has to contribute more. So that's it. Then to the men question, talk about joint accounts. My boyfriend is pressuring me. I don't think that's a good idea. What I would suggest is you can tell him, okay, I'm bringing so, you're bringing so. But actually opening a joint account just for the purpose of the wedding, it doesn't make sense. It's not like after the wedding, you people will close it. Shebi? It will still be running. You'll still be putting in funds there. He'll still be putting in funds there. And that is how resentment starts. Because the day he will put in 5 naira and you put in 10 naira and he goes to withdraw 7 naira, resentment has, started seeping in. And also from him, if he's putting in 100 naira and you put in 12 naira and you go to withdraw 15 naira, resentment. So at this stage of your relationship, your marriage, when I never even start, let everybody hold their money. If you're in a place like Nigeria where if your money goes, it's gone, I will never ever advocate for a joint account. It doesn't matter if he out earns you, if he's putting 100 billion there and you're only putting 100 naira. I think I've told the story before, but I have an aunt, because she's still alive. It's not like she's dead. I have an aunt. She wanted to start an oil something business with her husband. They opened a joint account, put around 5 million there. And December 2015, I'll always remember that it's December 2015 because that was the last time me and my family traveled home for Christmas. December 2015, she called my mom shouting, crying, raving. This man cleared that joint account of 4.5 million and left 500,000 naira. And the annoying part of it is his 1 naira is not in that joint account. Till today, they are still married. That money is gone. So when it comes to joint accounts, protect yourself. I don't think it's a good idea, at least for now. Yeah, no. Because if anything should happen, we should prepare for contingencies. If anything should happen, we'll be out in the dark. So, no. That's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Bitter Feminist Podcast. Follow us at Bitter Feminist Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. You can drop your contributions, questions, or even hot takes on any of our social media platforms. I'm still your host, Ijoma. See you on our next episode. Bye.